everybody, guess what just happened?
What?
Just guess.
I'll take the place of everybody. I have no idea.
Well, what movie has an image of my face photoshopped on top of one of its creatures?
Bonzo Goes to Bitburg.
What the heck is that? Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park 4, whatever you want to call it. It's called Jurassic World. Has had a 2-minute and 33-second long trailer, and I've watched it about 4 times, and Dad's watched it once, and so...
Twice? Yeah, I watched it once without you.
Really?
Yeah, before you saw it.
What?
Sorry.
You could have made me feel better. I wouldn't have shown it to you again. I thought that...
I'm so sorry to bring this hurt out on a live microphone.
Anyway, so the trailer opens up with the kid from Iron Man 3. So, yeah.
He's a little shaggier now.
No, he was pretty shaggy in Iron Man 3. At the airport, and his mom's all like, I'm so happy that you're going on this trip. I don't know why I'm not going, but go ahead. Go with your brother who looks emo and
looks on going, you're not proud of me? Nobody pays attention to me since you were born.
And then the dad in the background is just like, yeah.
They got him in a blink.
Yeah, and the mom says, and remember, if anything happens, run. One of those, typical things that happen in disaster movies like in Godzilla, how his wife was like, it's not like it's the end of the world or anything. Anyway.
She looks familiar.
She does. She was probably from some stupid sitcom that we watched a couple times. Then it cuts to a boat.
We won't do the research for that. She's just stupid sitcom lady. She's only in the very beginning, so we can...
She probably won't be important to the movie.
Other than giving birth to the little heroes.
One of them kids are probably gonna die. Just to show how serious and dire.
How disappointed will you be if they don't?
Very. There's got to be some child death to show how dangerous this island is.
God, we showed you that movie when you were way too young.
Yeah, they showed it to me when I was like 1. Anyway,
3.
And then it immediately... No, there's a picture of me, too, sleeping with my copy of Jurassic Park.
You were 3 when you saw it for the first time.
I don't believe you. Anyway, maybe fully. I know you guys skipped through the arm scene.
No. 3
anyway.
For the whole thing.
It then immediately cuts to this boat that I've never seen a version of before. There will be images they will see. And it's driving to Isla Nublar. And then it cuts into this tram, whatever, that the Iron Man 3 kid is in. He pushes everyone out of the way. And then you see the gates of Jurassic World, which currently are CG, but everyone made such a big deal that Colin Trevorrow, however you pronounce his last name, is the director of the film, is all like, don't worry, we have a practical version of it made. It will be in the movie. Calm down, you big babies. Anyway, the gates open up into the park, and then it cuts to everyone and stuff.
Lots of snacks walking around. I mean, people.
And if you look, there is either a Spinosaurus or a Baryonyx skeleton, and then there's like a T-Rex skeleton over here somewhere. And before this, it says the park is open, and then somewhere it says is open, and there's like Gallimimus is running next to a car, which was in the 15-second teaser.
Little known fact, Dylan knew 10 dinosaurs before he could say the alphabet.
Yep. Or even speak in full sentences. Yeah, I could. Anyway, and then it cuts to another shot, which wasn't in the 15-second teaser, where everyone is swimming through this, in like kayaks, this little river with stegosauri
very
and
well-behaved
brachiosauri.
dinosaurs.
Well, they're herbivores. Though,
okay, but still, the herbivores kind of stomp around and do stuff.
Stegosaurus had a really
Don't they get curious? Don't they step off the ledge?
They would
Don't they go into
lake.
the water?
No, they just drink. I mean, they might. The big ones might. Anyway,
it looks very staged.
It probably is. It's a theme park. The gyrosphere, which is this thing, which is an orb.
Right, that looks cool.
It looks cool, but that's in the 15-second teaser is one of the things that kind of turned me off from the movie. But otherwise, I was like, whatever. I'm still gonna go see it and probably enjoy it more.
If
than
you
the
got
third
to drive
movie.
one of those, you would think it's the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah, it's the coolest thing ever, but it doesn't fit Jurassic Park. And they drive
fits this
by
version
a
of it.
giant, either a brachiosaur or a potosaurus or one of them. I don't know. The neck doesn't look to be positioned like a brachiosaur, so it's probably an apatosaurus. Doesn't look big enough to be a brachiosaur either. And then it cuts to the train driving by again, and there's this giant water thing, kind of like not Waterworld, SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And there's a shark.
You've got a big bay, then you've got a shark dangling from a line.
And then it cuts down to the water, and you're like, what's going on?
Big old shape.
Oh my goodness, is that a Mosaurus? Or however you pronounce it. I can't pronounce dinosaur names. I love them, but I can't really pronounce some of them. And it's this giant aquatic dinosaur. Everyone loses their mind, especially the fans who are watching the trailer, not just the people in the movie.
Eats the great white hole.
Yeah, because everyone has been wanting aquatic dinosaurs since the second one, I think. And the visitors get splashed, and they're all laughing like, ha ha ha, oh, we just watch a giant Godzilla monster eat a shark. But don't worry, it's fine. And then it says like something like is open or something like right around here.
So what we've seen so far is a Jurassic Park that is open for business, but they call it Jurassic World.
And it's working. Now,
it's working. They've got it's very popular, and they've got these attractions that are well worked out. It looks like they've even got some of the dinosaurs trained to perform. So we've got a whole bunch of kind of parallel things going on, like what we do with the killer whales, what we do with seals and elephants and things like that in nature reserve parks. Get your finger out of your mouth.
I didn't have my finger in my mouth.
It was your thumb.
No, it was right here. It was pushing my lip into my mouth.
It's still gross. Cut it out. Okay, so now we see the back of what's her name's head and a piece of amber.
Well, we're not gonna. Don't spoil it. There's a helicopter that's landing, and presumably the corporate runner of the businessman of Maserati.
InGen?
No, not InGen. InGen has been bought out by Maserati Corp.
Oh.
Which might be why it's called Jurassic World now. They can't use the word Jurassic Park legally or something like that.
In the movie.
Well, as in, like, the filmmakers could, but, like, in the universe, yeah. So far, he's not in the trailer, but the only character from the previous films will be Henry Wu, who is pretty important in the book, but not really in the movie. He's there and talks, like, 2 sentences.
Same actor, too.
It's the same actor, exactly. And so I'm curious if he's going to play a bigger role in this, and maybe some of his stuff that he talks about in the book will carry over to the 4th movie. You see some amber with a mosquito, and overall of this footage of, like, eggs and genetic experiments, not experiments, but, well, experiments, yeah, is What's-Her-Face talking about...
Bryce Dallas Howard.
There we go. Talking about how in the past couple of years we've learned more from genetics than we have from anything else combined, presumably about dinosaurs. And then she goes on and says, now we have our first
and in this movie,
hybrid.
she's a redhead.
Now we have our first hybrid or something like that. And behind her there's like a DNA strand that says X57D, so who knows, maybe that's important. And then there's some spines or something connected to tubes.
Looks like bones in a glass with a bunch of bubbles in it.
With tubes connected to it,
tubes
or wires.
And wires, yeah.
And then it cuts to Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Chris Pratt,
Star-Lord runs with the dinosaurs.
Hey, spoilers. And he's like, so you genetically so you made your own dinosaur? Probably not a good idea. And then it cuts to him in an elevator, probably listening to Hooked on a Feeling.
He's not dancing. Not once.
This is a very somber.
Okay, and there were sounds in this part of the trailer that sounded like Godzilla.
Well, it was more like a...
No, it was a scream.
It was too low.
It was an implied scream.
It didn't have a high enough of a pitch to be at the start to be a scream. It had the part, but it was definitely an instrumental noise. And
It was
not
like
an
the
organic
tail
noise.
end of the official Skreunk.
It was definitely an instrumental noise and not a genetic organic noise.
I believe they're alluding to something.
To Godzilla being in Jurassic World.
Maybe a tiny Godzilla.
I'm telling you, Legendary Pictures, they're producing this. They just have to combine all of their productions. Justice League, Godzilla, Jurassic Park now.
Godzilla's going to show up to Jurassic Park to bring balance to nature. And
Anyway,
Star-Lord's going to stop him.
So, hashtag Chris Pratt for not Jurassic Park, Godzilla 2. He'll stick around with what's his face, Ken Watanabe.
None of my tags are hashed yet, so I'll have to work on that.
Why have hashtags when you can have hash browns? Anyway, and then it cuts to a giant wall with a bunch of claw marks, and someone says, "Do you really think it just climbed out?" And Chris Pratt is like, "Depends," and he's like, "Depends on what? What kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab?" And then
you see a safari helmet that's sliced in half with blood on it.
And that's whenever the piano slow kind of
and then you get
eerie
Chris Pratt with a
Jurassic
shit
Park
look on his face.
He's saying we got to close down the park. And if you look here, you can see things like, cameras from the park, restricted area. So half the island is restricted. Who knows what's going on back there? Presumably at the very tippy top is...
Yeah, this is Command Central. This is like NASA headquarters where they've got the big screens going on and everybody's at a computer terminal.
Presumably at the tippy top of the restricted area is...
So instead of having one
Diablos
fat computer guy in charge of everything, they've got a whole
They've got
team.
about 6 people in one camera right now, so... and then you can see some weather patterns and stuff, and then it says, 21,216, so presumably that's the amount of visitors. Maybe we'll have that many people be killed in this movie. Maybe this will be the highest death count in any Jurassic Park movie. Then it cuts to one of those
I
gyrospheres.
think you're concentrating on the wrong thing here.
Then it has one of those gyrospheres shattered open. Chris Pratt pulls out a giant tooth and says she is a highly intelligent animal and will kill anything on sight. Presumably about the Diablos Rex or the hybrid. I'm thinking that might be the gyrosphere that those 2 kids, the one from Iron Man 3 and the other kid, are on. Maybe they got into some restricted territory.
Well,
and
wouldn't that be convenient for the story?
Yeah, and maybe they're like his nephews or something.
Or just some kids that he's going to rescue. Before one of them gets eaten and makes you happy.
And then it cuts to some blood dropping on some dude, probably another Muldoon type character, dropping on some dude's arm, and he looks up.
Why don't you refresh the audience on who Muldoon is?
He's the raptor dude in Jurassic Park 1 who goes, "They must all be destroyed."
Okay, so this guy is maybe
Clever
an
Girl.
equivalent. Where he's obviously some official guy that works there. He's got the vest, so he looks like he means business and knows what he's doing and is tracking and might actually be the tracked.
I don't think he's going to be the Muldoon of the movie. Chris Pratt is definitely, since he's the kind of wrangler of the raptors.
Okay, he's an assistant Muldoon.
Major change from Muldoon's outfit to Chris Pratt's outfit is he isn't wearing short shorts.
Nope.
So, thank God for that.
And he's wearing a black leather vest to make him look like a badass.
Presumably, the kid from Iron Man 3 and his brother are jumping off a waterfall into water, running away from something.
Which seems like a bad idea with aquatic dinosaurs around.
I want to know what happened to the dude's headphones, because those look like some expensive headphones.
Again, I think you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Then cuts to a POV shot of some poor dude being dragged through this kind of swampy looking area, and he's kicking and screaming, and all throughout there's some dinosaur noises and stuff, and then Bryce Dallas Howard looking worried and saying, "Oh God," and then Chris Pratt running away from presumably the D-Rex. It looks pretty white.
Spoiler if you didn't know that there's a D-Rex in this.
Hybrid They say it in the trailer.
They didn't call it D-Rex, did they?
Yeah, but like everyone's calling it D-Rex in the comments. Everyone's calling it D-Rex everywhere.
But
except for the
there might be
trailer.
some people out there that don't want to be spoiled for it. So,
Oh my God, Diabolus Rex! That's totally giving away what it is. Even though it's a
what if
hybrid.
it's got horns? Then you just gave the whole thing away.
It doesn't. It doesn't really.
Great. I was looking forward to a dinosaur with horns.
It might. I'm not gonna say now. Because you've made me like decide not to give anything cool away.
So a nondescript dinosaur foot.
Well, it's pretty white, which is one of the many ideas that people are having for but it's reflective off of the stupid grass and crap, and right there it looks blue. Of course, one of the presumed powers of the D-Rex is that it will blend into its environment. So, anyway, it's also described to be as white. So, this might be the D-Rex. It has some pretty long fingernails, or claws, and some pretty long arms. Bit too long to be a T-Rex. So,
Like possibly some type of raptor.
Bit too big to be a raptor, though.
No, that's not saying that this is the mutant dinosaur chasing him. This could be just any old dinosaur chasing him.
Well, actually, if you look closely at the very tippy top, there is another claw right there.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say this is the Diabolus Rex because it's supposed to have more than 2 fingers. It's gonna have really long arms, and it's gonna be about the size of a T-Rex. It's gonna be really clever. Then there's what's her face again. This time without her jacket, and her hair looks unruly, holding a flare, and everyone's running around screaming. Presumably the dinosaurs have gotten out.
Starts with oohs and ahs, and then comes the running and screaming.
No, you have to add in like the 3 ants and screaming. And then there's the 2 kids.
They're running against the flow.
Well, there's lots of people running against the flow, actually. There's like 5 of them in this one shot.
I don't know, they're running all over the place. They don't know what they're running from.
And then there's what's-her-face again, with her unruly hair again, and she's saying run, and then it cuts to a quiet moment where the kid from Iron Man 3 is looking, and there's a Jurassic World t-shirt behind him. I wonder what the shirt says.
With a thought bubble.
And over him, the shadow of something. Could be T-Rex, could be a raptor, could be the hybrid.
Whatever it was something walking by him very slowly, and he was holding still.
And growling. Maybe it is the T-Rex because, don't move a muscle. And then you're going to learn that doesn't actually matter anymore.
That'll get you eaten.
And then between this and the next part that we're going to talk about, it says Jurassic World, and it's all like, doo-doo-doo-doo.
Only it's not a kazoo like he makes it sound. It's a piano playing the Jurassic Park theme very slowly.
And then the gates open, and the Raptors are running, and then Chris Pratt's on a motorcycle, and what? He's driving with the Velociraptors? What? And then the Velociraptors run ahead of him, and then end of trailer. June 12th or something like that. 12th. So...
It's gonna be awesome.
We took... Oh, wow, much longer than I thought. 20 minutes to talk about a 2-minute long trailer. So, just say your thoughts on it.
This has me hooked. I want to see it.
What do you fear? What do you like?
I fear nothing.
What do you like about the trailer? What don't you really like about the trailer?
Well, I like Chris Pratt. I like Bryce Dallas Howard. The kids aren't too cute where, you can't let them get dirty or kind of mussed up. A dinosaur eating a great white shark like it's a dolphin show is pretty nice touch.
Great. A killer whale show, not a...
The dolphins do it too.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, they make them come up and eat the little fish. So, I'm kind of anxious to see how they do this dinosaur world sort of theme park gone bad once the naughty dinosaur gets out.
The naughty dinosaur?
Yeah, and he's probably going to rile up all the other dinosaurs, and they're going to forget their programming and get a hunger for flesh.
Is he going to be in a skimpy outfit? Or she? They are all girls, presumably, still.
You're at a weird age, you know?
Anyway, so you don't have any fears?
No fears. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be the game changer that the first movie was, and nobody should expect that. But this is going to be a good addition to the canon.
It's definitely going to be better than... It can't be worse than 2 or 3. Like, it can't be. It really can't. Of course, I enjoy 2 and 3. Well, as awful as they are.
They've got a fresh take on it here. It's not another going back to a wild island that's gone bad.
Which is a smart idea because
who's going to... That's fine.
Hold on.
I don't need a complete thought.
It's a smart idea because it gets old.
I'm going to do like
to get people...
Paula Poundstone says tonight after you go to sleep. I'm going to lock myself in my room and finish my sentences.
Okay. Like, it makes sense because, you know, the whole going back to the island over and over and over is stupid unless it's fixed and then it breaks again.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that in some way that some of the older characters, a couple of the older characters maybe get some sort of a cameo, like as some grump on TV saying this shouldn't be done or something like that. If they're not in there, that's fine, but it'd be kind of a cool surprise.
Didn't Jeff Goldblum already do that though?
He was at a wedding. He was at a wedding, and one of the photos they took was of the entire wedding party running away from a field, and then later on they added in a T-Rex chasing them in the background. They digitally inserted a T-Rex behind the entire wedding party. That was a pretty great photo. You ought to Google that.
All right, so what I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Riders of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, one of my more favorite movies. Than
there you go. You know they can do a good job.
They could also do a terrible job.
Nope.
There are many writers who have done terrible things.
Yes, but not them.
Yeah, I'm excited for the hybrid dinosaur. I'm really happy that they aren't going the human hybrid dinosaur route.
Yeah, that was weird. That's a totally different genre.
Picture here. I need to put that in just to remind myself. The gyrosphere. That kind of puts me off a little bit, but
it's a
whatever.
Cool visual. You get to move around quickly. It gives them a reason to be out and about on the field next to these dinosaurs and yet protected. And you know, it's a theme park thing. It's a pretty cool design.
Yeah, but it doesn't really feel Jurassic Parky.
It feels like this Jurassic Park. The people get to participate.
But as I'm going to say many times on comments of other people on the trailer, this is more of a reboot than it is a sequel. It's entirely new characters, an entirely new premise, honestly, because none of the other Jurassic Parks have had a park that's successful and has been open for 10 to 12 years or whatever.
Right, they became science preserves.
Yeah, they're like science preserves, or someone loses their kid on the island, or they are test running the island first with a small group of people. So this will be interesting. Major thing that bothers me is that there's no T-Rex in the trailer. Why not? We've seen the T-Rex. Show the T-Rex, please. Then the other thing that worries me but doesn't necessarily bother me is Chris Pratt riding next to the Velociraptors. Of course, D-Rex has Velociraptor DNA in him. Maybe the Velociraptors will meet up with the D-Rex and they'll be like, you're the biggest Velociraptor out of all of us. You're going to be the pack leader. So they won't stay tame throughout the whole movie. Please.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, but it's cool. He's going on a fox hunt, but instead of riding a horse and taking hounds with him. He's riding a motorcycle and using velociraptors, and the phone rings, and using velociraptors to get a fox that is bigger than them and will possibly tear them to pieces. But,
That is pretty cool, but tame raptors is a dumb idea. This is Jurassic Park. We shouldn't have tame raptors. Anyway, tame raptors, I don't like that idea. Hopefully they go untame eventually. Hopefully there's no tame T-Rex.
yeah, I don't know. I like a pack of raptors at Star-Lord's command. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool of an idea for at first, but the raptors better go untame. They better.
Well, hey, look, nature finds a way.
Life finds a way. Anyway,
Whatever.
looking forward to the movie. It's Jurassic Park, so even if they showed something like a giant squid going out of the water and eating people that wasn't Jurassic Park like at all, I would be like, whatever. I'm still gonna see it. Anyway, goodbye. What do you got to say?
See ya.
All right, comment, like, subscribe. I don't know what the next video is probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be a interview again. Anyway, see ya.